Buongiorno, baddies. Welcome back to another video. Today's first question is, Antoinette gets 70% on a 10 problem test, 80% on a 20 problem test, and 90% on a 30 problem test. If the three tests are combined into one 60 problem test, then what is her overall percent, rounded to the nearest whole percent? So when it says the nearest whole percent, you can start getting a little bit of suspicions that it's probably not going to be like a rational number. So yeah, we're gonna just solve now. So since she got 70% on a 10 problem test, that means she got 7 correct. 80% on a 20 problem test, which is basically 4/5, 1/5 being 4, so 16, and 90% on a 30 problem test, which is basically 27. If we add them, our equation should look something similar. Well, no, it's not really an equation, it's more of an expression, but you know. On a 60 problem test, so on the bottom, which is then equivalent to, if we add 34 plus 16, 34 plus 6, which is 40, plus 10, which is 50, we now have 50 over 60. As you can see, even if we get rid of the 10, 6 does not divide into 5 as a percentage. So, we can solve it. This is where the nearest whole percent comes in. So it's 5, 6, 0, 0, 8 for 48, 2, 0, that's 20, and then that's a 3, 18, and we get another 2. So here our 3 is going to be repetitive. So our overall percent rounded to the nearest whole percent is, no, it's not 80, it's 83%. Let me just. Moving on to problem number 2, Jack had a bag of 128 apples. He sold 25% of them to Jill. Next, he sold 25% of those remaining to June. Of those apples still in her bag, he identifies as male. Of those apples still in his bag, he gave the most shiny one to his teacher. How many apples did Jack have then? So, when he had a bag of 128 apples, we can either do 25% and then minus that off 128 and then do another 25% of that, but I don't feel like doing that today. So we're just going to go nice and straightforward. Since he sold 25% of them to Jill and multiplication is commutative, we can swap them back and forth. 25% of them to Jill, so he still had 3/4 left after the first selling. That was then multiplied by 3/4 when he sold the remaining to June. So we can do it like this instead. I just minus 1 because he gave the most shiny one to his teacher, which he bought obviously polished with sandpaper, but you know. Anyway, we're going to divide. We get 32, divide again, we get 8. 8 times 3 times 3, which would get us 72. So he had 72 before he gave the most shiny one to his teacher. So he had 71 left over. He's selling apples. Who does that? There's something called a grocery store, but okay. Anyway, so that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys learned something new, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.